Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. And believe me, this is a very tired Vicky Marie. So I've literally been home for about an hour. And, I've just sort of unpacked more or less. So for those of you who don't know, maybe people don't know, but I've been to Madrid for a week for the weekend. I've been looking boots on the ground. I call it little pink boots on the ground because actually I did not take my boots in the end. I thought about taking my boots because I didn't know if it would be hot, cold, raining, sunny, whatever. Anyway, I'm glad I didn't take my boots because it was boiling. All the time I was there, it was boiling. Now, they say the sun always shines on the righteous. And so today we've travelled back from Madrid and it's raining. It's pouring down. So as soon as, it was fine, like coming back, but it's raining here as well. It always rains at Easter. Doesn't matter which country you're in. You might be in Spain, you might not think it rains much, and it doesn't rain much. But if it's going to rain, you can bet it'll be Easter. There'll be parades going on, and it always rains. It's like sod's law, it's Easter. There's parades. It's going to rain. Anyway, I literally have just come back. I'm having a glass of vino tinto. Cheers. Salud. I've had a lovely time in Madrid. It's gone past so quick. I mean, we were only there for 3 days. So I went Friday. I've come back today. But it was fabulous. But it wasn't all fun. I was looking into the Anna Kovitch case. And many of you, if you're subscribers on my channel, you will know Anna Kovitch disappeared without trace from her apartment in Madrid. Nobody knows where she is. She's been missing about 2 months. Foul play suspected because her apartment, the CCTV, had been blacked out with spray paint by a man in a black crash helmet. And also strange texts were received from her friends and family, supposedly from Anna, but pretty obviously from somebody else. So that's what I was investigating. That's the reason that I went there, to see if I could glean any information. Now, I'm not going to talk about that tonight because I've got to do that justice. I've got lots of video footage. I've been to the actual apartment itself. I've spoken to neighbours, people in bars and restaurants round about, a lot of, and I'm going to present all that to you. I just can't do it now. I'm just too tired. I thought about doing it tonight, but I want to do it justice. I don't like doing these kind of sort of important presentations when I'm tired. So just to tell you, I've got a lot of footage of the scene itself. It's made it even more mysterious how somebody could disappear from that apartment, because I just imagined that it'd be a place sort of tucked away, quiet. It's not. It's right on a main road, a really busy road. Anyway, and of course I've spoken to neighbours and even friends of hers, and I am in contact with her very best friend in Sweden, Sanna, and it was her who gave me the address, the actual address of the apartment, and I've spoken to the courts, and so there's lots of things. The only thing that I couldn't do is the concierge from the apartments. When we went there on the Saturday, they don't work Saturdays, but they were working. Well, they were working on the Friday when Anna went missing, but they only work until 8. So there was only an attendant, in that apartment block until 8 o'clock that night. And the person who came and spray painted the cameras came at 9:30. And Anna disappeared around about 10, I think. But anyway, I'm going to talk about all that. as I say, I want to do it justice. I just don't want to give you just a half story and forget this. I've got all my notes written down from everybody that I spoke to, and I want to tell you about all of it, but when I'm not so tired. So let me just say hello to everybody. Now, I want to say as well, thank you, of course, for all my subscribers, all my members. Thank you to anyone who sent me a super chat or bought me a Ko-fi, and that all helps towards like going on location, etc. Because Madrid's not the cheapest place in the world. That's one thing I'll say. For someone who lives in Spain, and there's parts of Spain that you can live quite comfortably, Madrid is not one of them. But obviously, it's the capital city. It's a strange city. It's got a lot of life, and that's nice, the life and the atmosphere. But I also found it quite depressing, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. I just want to say hello to everyone. So, hi, Tina. I'm back from Madrid now. Here I am. I got back about an hour ago. Hi, Chumba. Oh, thank you, Chumba. She says, good to have me back. And do you know, I'm sorry for anyone who haven't answered their email, because I haven't kept up with emails while I've been away, and I'm just starting to catch up with them now, but I've got quite a few to go through. But I want to say thank you. A lot of you sort of email me to say, oh, are you okay because you've not done a video for a day or whatever, because I know you've got used to me doing regular videos. I try and do at least one a day. I don't always make 2 a day, but lately I have been doing a video early in the morning, maybe one later on in the evening. And of course I haven't done that over this weekend. It's been brilliant, but it's gone so quickly, and it feels like I've been away for 2 weeks. It was literally 3 days. I went Thursday. I went Thursday evening. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I suppose it's like 4 days really, or probably only 3.5 days or whatever. But anyway, it went so quick. We've done so much, and I'm going to tell you about it. Let me just say hello. Hi, Charlie. Hi, Amethyst. Hi, Susan. Hi, DMV. Oh, it's so nice to see you all here. Hi, Selena. Hi, Yvonne. Thank you. Yvonne saying it's lovely to see me. It's lovely to see all you as well. It's difficult, I start off with the best intentions that I'm going to do. I was going to do a video last night, which was a Saturday night. But oh my God, I was so tired. I honestly, literally just fell asleep. And then this morning we went and had breakfast. And then I came back and went back to bed for 2 hours, literally. And then we went out and walked again around Madrid for the last morning, before we had to go and get our train. And it's just so much walking. I have got aches and pains in places I didn't even know that I had places, because I'm bobbing on a little bit now, so my arthritis. It was like, what you doing? He's like going from one extreme to another, to doing I always do a little bit of walking every day, but then suddenly go and do all this, like my body was like, hold the phone. What's going on? What's all this walking? So I am aches and painy at the moment. Hi, Selena. But I have missed you all. Hi, David. It's like, oh, the gang's all here. It's lovely. Yeah. Hi, Bell Song. Hi, Blank Faces. Hi, Simon. And of course, while I've been gone, other news was coming through. So, of course, Paul Riley Strain, his body was found in the river. I haven't, I've mentioned it, but I haven't managed to do, a proper report on it. And I will be doing that this week. And of course, poor Kate Middleton, and a cancer diagnosis, all that. And I did, as I said, I did come on and talk about it, but I haven't been able to delve into it. I don't really want to delve into the Kate thing because, Kate, I'm glad that she's come out and said what's actually going on, because doing that, then people will respect it. I think it's the mystery. If there's a mystery around anything, you can't blame people. People want to know what's going on, especially with a high profile figure like Kate. So, she's probably the best of what's left of the royal family at the moment. Anyway, so I probably won't delve into that, but I will mention it. And obviously my prayers are with Kate and the kids, especially. That's just awful, 42 years old. And just hope that, we know she'll be getting the best care. That's the most important thing. And then, of course, my thoughts with Riley's family and how they're coping with the knowledge that Riley isn't coming back to them in a good way, but it is still a good way. They're going to take him home. At least they know what's happened to him. They get to take him home. And it was funny because when that news came through and Riley's mum was talking, hug your babies a little bit tighter. And of course he was 21, he wasn't a baby, but they're always your babies, as we've talked about. And, I then sort of was on the phone to my son and like, is everything okay? Because he was looking after the dogs. And it just makes you think, because sometimes, families of, whatever your familiar, that's a bit of Spanish there sneaking in, whatever your family member is, it could be your son, your husband, your wife, your daughter, your cousin, your auntie, your sister, and sometimes they are really annoying, but at the end of the day, you've got to think, what would it be if they weren't there? And what I've found with bereavement of my family members, so obviously like my mum, my dad, the things that irritated you the most about them when they were here, they're the things you miss the most, isn't it? Just little things I'm talking about. Like if you ever went to my mum and dad's, you get offered a custard cream and a Bourneville with your tea. That was it. No adventurous biscuits. No, it was just a Bourneville or a custard cream. Or a cheese toastie they'd offer you to eat. It was always a cheese toastie. Do you want a cheese toastie? And, I used to sort of always say, oh, haven't you got any different biscuits? Like, haven't you got a digestive or a hobnob? And it became like a standing joke. But, like the cheese toasties, it'd be like, oh, I haven't got anything else than the cheese toastie. But now, of course, what would I wouldn't give to go around, knock on my mum and dad's door. My mum comes to the door and says, oh, do you want a cup of tea and a custard cream or a Bourneville? Or can I make you a cheese toastie? So all these sometimes the little things that sort of annoyed you in a gentle way, they're always the things that you miss, don't you? I should imagine with your sort of children of that age, it'd be like the times when they bring the washing round, for you to do, or if they live at home, they don't wash up, or they don't bring their cutlery down from their bedroom. And they, but if they weren't there, you'd be praying for that minute. I wish I couldn't find a fork again, because that, oh God, loads of times I come to have my dinner and I think, where's all the forks? That's where they are. Pots, etc. But gosh, and it's irritating, but how much would you miss that? You'd be praying for that. You'd be praying for them to be there and there be no forks. You'd have 10 forks there and it'd mean nothing. I'm getting emotional now. So Riley, Strain, how his parents are coping, I have no idea. But anyway, we will be looking at that. Because I've been talking, on the news, etc. Hi, Mello. Although DMV was worried until I made a short, made a little short on the train. Oh my God. Right, let me say hello to everyone first, because otherwise I'll get carried away. we're talking. Hi, Wesley. DMV was coming looking for me. You were coming with your little boots on the ground, your little pink boots on the ground to see what had happened to Vicky Marie in Madrid. Oh dear, yeah, I'm back safe and sound. Hi, Katrina. Hope your move went okay. There. I'm still half talking in Spanish because I've been speaking in Spanish a lot, obviously, being in Madrid. So I'm finding my head, because I'm tired as well, I'm sort of a bit, hi, Matthew. Oh, so you're all in, because I know you all miss talking to each other as well. Hi, Sky. So I know you all miss talking. We're all talking biscuits now. Custard creams and Bourneville's and a cheese toastie. Charlie would have a cheese toastie. Yeah, so I expect you've all missed chatting between yourselves as well. Hi, Jojo. Oh, it's lovely to see you. Hi, Claire. Yes, I'm back. I'm back. I'm in my usual haunt, and I'm just sort of catching up, but I'm not doing like when I say a proper video. It's obviously a proper video, but the information that I've got, I'm going to do tomorrow night. I'm going to present everything that I've learned. Oh, Jojo, I hope you're well. It's nice to see you back here. Oh, okay. I think I've said hello to everyone. So let me tell you about the train. Oh, let me have a little glass of wine. In fact, so I'm back now with my candle. I did take my candle with me to Madrid so that I could light it in Madrid. And then I never got a chance hardly to light it. But of course, Riley was found while I was in Madrid. We're still lighting the candle for Samantha Murphy. If there's any news overnight, which will be daytime in Australia, I will be on in the morning. If not, tomorrow night, definitely, I'll be telling you about everything that happened in Madrid. But I'm going to tell you about some things now that aren't concerned with the case, but the train coming back again. I can't recommend it enough. It's brilliant. So comfortable, so fast. And it's just lovely. I love trains. I just love them. It's much better than planes, isn't it? And it just goes so fast. But anyway, what else did we do? Because a lot of walking, as I say, it was walk. But occasionally we got taxis or we got on the metro. So I've been on buses, I've been on the metro, I've been on taxis. In taxis, and I was quite often like, oh, shall we get a taxi? Shall we get a taxi? Because sometimes, if it wasn't that far away, really, you're better off getting a taxi. They're not dead expensive in Madrid as long as you're just going around the centre. But oh my God, what a crazy place to drive around! I just couldn't stand it. I mean, it was packed. Absolutely packed. Of course, coming up to the weekend, it got busy. Where we were staying, I'm going to show you the hotel and everything tomorrow. It was right near like the theatres and stuff. Like, it was right in the centre. It was a hostel. But you always imagine a hostel, it'd be like young people with backpacks sharing their dorm. You had individual rooms, showers, etc. But it was spotlessly clean. Wasn't a 5-star hotel, because even a hostel in Madrid is expensive, just as it would be in London or any capital city. But I'm going to show you, as I say, it all tomorrow. And if you ever go to Madrid, I would definitely recommend this as a place to go, because it was perfect for everything. And the staff was so nice and it was so clean. And I did enjoy that. Any of you'll know. Any of you men or women, if you have to do your own cleaning or stuff, to come back from a morning out and your bed's made and it's all been cleaned, and then to go down for breakfast and you don't have to cook anything, it's just fantastic. It's a fantastic feeling. Sometimes I think I could live in a hotel. Um, well, I'm going to keep that as a secret, Amethyst. It's a secret. I went with a friend. Hi, Rachel. Oh, Jojo, is it the femopause? Remember, we decided we were going to call it something different because it just sounds awful, menopause. And why is it menopause? Why is it even called menopause? Why is it not called femopause or the freedom? Apparently, in Japan or somewhere, they call it the freedom. You've got to try and so the move went well, Katrina, good. Yeah, big hugs for everyone. Big hugs for everyone. Ah. Oh, Mrs. David's getting better. She hopefully will be out of prison. Prison. Oh, that's a Freudian slip after what I've been investigating this weekend. Hopefully, Mrs. David will be out of prison soon. Oh, dear me. Right. Sorry, I'm reading the chat now. I know you can tell when I'm tired because I always read the chat, which is fine to read the chat. But sometimes I read the chat so much I'm not speaking and I need to be talking to you. So. Oh, dear me. Right, where was I? So I'm talking about the hotel. So hotel, I just loved it. Staying in a hotel, could definitely live in a hotel. Just nice. Yeah, your bed being made. You don't have to do any cleaning. You can just throw things on the floor and somebody else will pick them up. Anyway, I mean, I don't do that, but so it was lovely. It was a lovely hotel. It was a good situation. But oh my God, as the weekend sort of came up, the area, because it was a very central area, it was packed. So many people. And look, they were all coughing. That was another thing. A lot of them were coughing because during COVID, Madrid, I could see now why Madrid was like obliterated by COVID. You know, it was terrible. So a lot of people fled from Madrid to sort of more like coastal areas and that to get out of the city, which I suppose probably happened in London, etc., or any capital city. But oh my God, everywhere we went, people were coughing. I felt like I should have a mask on. So I'm not normally that close to all those people because I just live in a little village. So, you know, you can easily stay away from people, but you couldn't avoid it there. And of course, if you go on the bus and you're all jammed up on the bus or go on the subway and you're all jammed up in the subway, it's difficult to avoid sort of when, you know, people. Bit too peoply for me, Madrid. That's all I'd say. I would hate to live there. And the other thing that was so very, very sad there was the homelessness. So much homelessness. You know, so people were sat around the square eating in restaurants and things outside. And behind them, there'd be someone laying a doorway. You know, homeless people laying a doorway. And that I found that very uncomfortable. I could not have sat out there and eaten a meal. You know, we went to a restaurant next to the hotel, inside the restaurant, and you just feel so guilty. Anyway, of course, as well, these days, as we've talked about before, I mean, I had no cash while I was there at all. I was using a card all the time. I think when I first went there, I might have had a couple of euros. Well, that soon got given away because people were coming up asking for money. And you want to give them all some money, but you can't give them all some money because there's so many of them, you know. And then this guy came up to me one day as I was walking down the road and said to me, you know, have you got any money, in Spanish, you know, have you got something for some food or whatever? And I had to say to him, I just haven't got any cash. And now I was just saying to my son earlier, I should have said, look, come with me. There was a little supermarket nearby called Carrefour Express. It's just a tiny little supermarket. I should have took him in there and just said, look, just pick something and I'll get it on my card or whatever, but I just didn't think about it quick enough. Anyway, it was very, it was very sad. The homelessness is sad, and we were looking into it before. There's massive homelessness in Spain. It's gone up. It was a big percentage. It's gone up since, I suppose that's because of COVID, because of the cost of living crisis, whatever. For whatever reason, homelessness has really gone up. And what was really upsetting was a lot of these people that were homeless, they were quite old people, and I know, like, it's horrible if you saw young people as well homeless, but sometimes with the younger people, of course, there's a lot of addiction, drug addiction, drinking, alcoholism, etc., that leads to homelessness. Because these are addictions. That's why people end up homeless. They don't choose to be an addict, and they don't choose to be homeless, but they end up homeless for whatever reason, and then the drugs become more important than anything, or the alcohol comes more important than anything. And there's all different ages, but what I was really, really distressed to see was there's a lot of old people, literally. The thought of ending up on the streets at sort of my age even, but some of them look older than me, but maybe it's just their life that made them look older. Just thinking that is not right. Somebody should be doing something about that. Anyway, so then we looked into how much it would cost to eradicate homelessness in Britain. And it's £1.7 billion, which is nothing, really, in the whole grand scale of things. When you think of like the GDP of Britain, I nearly said Grand Britannia there because I'm in my Spanish mode. It's not beyond. Why is there any homelessness in Britain? Nobody should be homeless in a country like Britain or Spain. Modern European countries, well, Britain's not European anymore. Why are people homeless? Makes me angry. Anyway, and some people, anyway, never mind. But yeah, old people living on the streets. One lady that I saw, I bet she was 70. Awful. Yeah, spend the money, eradicate homelessness. Anyway. And yeah, you're right, Chumba. People look down on you. You should never look down on someone who's homeless, because everyone is only a couple of steps from homelessness if they lose their job or something goes wrong or they become an addict, or I don't know. There's various reasons that lead to homelessness. Anyway, hi Kelly. Is it bad in Scotland as well, Chumba? And Benidorm, I never thought about it in Benidorm. I think homelessness is unacceptable, Charlie. In modern countries, it is. It's horrible. But anyway, dear me. Anyway, okay. So I hope I haven't missed anyone coming in. If you came in while I was ranting about homelessness, just say hello, and I'll say hello for you. To you, not for you. I am tired. But that was quite distressing. I could never live there. As much, city breaks. If you go on a city break, which I suppose that was, even though it was, we did manage some nice. We went in the Parque Retiro, which is like the big park in the centre of Madrid. It's so beautiful. And I've got some video footage of that. And that was a beautiful day, and we had an ice cream, and there's a great big lake in the centre of that. And, now whenever I look at water, I just think of drownings. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, I wonder how many people, do you think there's any people in that lake? If they drain that lake, would they find like loads of bodies? This is what happens when you start dealing with true crime, isn't it? I thought, no, don't think about that. Anyway, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful day. Everyone's out with their families. Honestly, God, that's the other thing that is so lovely in Spain. You see all the families out together, like the extended family, so you've got the mum and dad and the little kids, and then you've got the grandma and the granddad, or you might have a young lad with his mum who can't walk very well or whatever. I saw a few that looked as if they'd had a stroke or something like that, but their younger son, and when I say young, I'm talking about 20-odd-year-olds or 19-year-olds, linking their grandparents or parents or whatever. It's a family, it's a real family place, Spain, and I do think that's good and that's nice. A nice thing about it. And everyone was out was that Saturday morning, I think, or Saturday afternoon, that we went to Parque Retiro. And as I say, when I get everything set up, I'll be showing you the videos of that. It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful, and just to see everyone out, families, etc. But anyway, hi Nanielle. So yeah, it was a lovely weekend in general, but more importantly, I did feel that I found out quite a lot, and I've got it all written down and all in different videos and photos. I've just got to put it all together, and that will be tomorrow night. I will be letting you know all the things that I found out. I'm not saying I've solved the case or whatever. I'm not saying that, because I haven't. But it's interesting. What I found was, when you go out and talk to people, I don't know if they're more happier to talk to me, maybe because I'm English, as well. Also because I'm not the police. So sometimes people are very uncomfortable about speaking to the police, aren't they? For various reasons. But also some people, it was just glad. Some people were just glad that somebody was coming round and asking about it, because they felt threatened. Either women would feel threatened because they're a woman, and Anna had disappeared and she was a woman. I spoke to one guy from a local cafe that he said, "Oh God, please," he said, "please find out what happened to Anna. We want to sort this out. I've got 2 granddaughters," and he was worried that his granddaughters might be under the same danger of whatever happened to Anna might happen to them. If this, it's like, get this person caught, whoever it is, because they don't want the same thing happening to their daughters or their granddaughters, etc. Hi Heather. Hi Tracy. Oh, hi Maggie. So it's so nice to see everyone together again. Oh, thank you for coming on. Yeah. So the other thing that was, they were keen to talk. The good thing about Spanish people as well, it wasn't only Spanish people actually that spoke to us. Spoke to some Mexican people, anyone who was in the area, and there were different nationalities. Spoke to a Romanian guy. He was a concierge in another apartment building. What I found with them, if you hovered around out, because I'm a bit nervous of going in, because I don't like, I think that's like the empath in me. I don't like going in and making a nuisance of myself. So I'm sort of hovering outside and thinking, shall I go in and ask them, And my friend's saying to me, just go in and say, and what's the worst thing that can happen? They'll just turn around and say, oh, sod off, like, or whatever. So, what you be, but it was because I don't like to impose on people, they might be busy and they might not want to talk. But anyway, it got better as it went on, because I did it so much in the end that I just got used to it. But what I found was, if I hovered outside the building, like, for example, this guy from this apartment block, I was hovering outside. It wasn't her apartment block. It was before I found out the exact number of her apartment block. It was just an apartment block in the area. in the Salamanca area, and on the road that I knew her apartment block was on, which was this massive road, and you'll see the footage of it. And that particular day, that was the Friday, I didn't know exactly where it was, so I was just trying to show some examples of apartment blocks, so it might be. Because the Salamanca district in Madrid, it's not a district that anyone would go and live in. It's expensive, it's salubrious, it's the creme de la creme of expensive rents, beautiful apartments. It's not, your bog standard sort of Madrid suburb. It's like if you know Manchester at all, it's like the Cheshire of Madrid, it's like where the footballers would live. It's like a very, very salubrious area. And I was just standing outside this apartment block, like with my GoPro light, just taking some footage. And the door was closed of this apartment block. And then suddenly it was open, and this guy was just like hovering around the door. Because I would imagine being a concierge, it's quite a boring job, probably. You're probably, sitting around a lot of the time just watching people come in and out. But, there's probably not much to do most of the time. And he was probably glad, he was probably thinking, what's she doing out there with a camera? And so what he didn't come out and actually speak to me. He just opened the door, and I could see him just shadowy behind the door. So I went a bit forward, I went in then, oh God, and it was beautiful, this apartment block. I mean, so beautiful. Inside, as you went in, it's all marbled hallway, lovely carpets, just beautiful. And then I just started talking to him. Then I said, just inquiring about this woman, showed him a photo. In fact, I don't think I had a photo that day. I had the photos made up the next day. I just said, do you know anything about this woman, Anna Kovitch, blah, blah, blah. And he's going, no, I didn't know about that. And then he said, have you got a photo of her? So then I showed him the case on the telephone and that. And he's going, it sounds familiar. It sounds familiar. I think I know something about it. He said, but I can't believe I don't know more about it, because I watch the news every day. So normally I take notes of the news. And what I found up that other end of the road, there was few people knew about the case. Whereas obviously round about the actual apartment where it happened, they all had heard of the case. But that particular apartment block was only up the road, and another one that I spoke to up the other end of the road, a concierge, he didn't know about it either. And I was struck by how, although in that concentrated area they knew about it, they didn't know anything about it in the other areas. Well, they know something about it now because, I told them about it, and I left them, my contact details and that, just in case they did hear anything. But this particular guy, the other reason he was very interested in it as well is because he was Romanian, but he'd been in Spain for 20 odd years. And I knew when I was talking to him, I think I might have mentioned this before, I knew he had a different sort of accent. But so what I'm trying to say is, the thing is, did the police do that? Do they go all along the road, and how far do they go to? I'm talking to the neighbours now. The girl that I'm going to tell you about tomorrow, who gave me the most information, police hadn't spoken to her. The police hadn't spoken to her, and she was literally in a restaurant just a few doors down. And she knew a lot because she has a mutual friend of Anna's. A friend of Anna's who's also Mexican is her friend. So she did know a little bit. I mean, not loads, but anyway, I'll tell you about it tomorrow. But just looking at the chat there, I think you could be right there, Maggie. It could be that they want to keep it low profile because it's an expensive area. It could be. It's funny that, isn't it? But it's not a holiday area. It's not what I would call an area where people would go on holiday because it's miles away from the centre. So you have to get a bus to go back into the centre or get on the subway or whatever. So, people who, it's not a touristy type place. It's a place where people live, and not just, and the Mexican girl, Maria, said to me, this is not a place where your average person lives. She doesn't live there, even though she works there. She can't afford to live there. She's got a restaurant there. She's got her own restaurant. And she said it's doing really well. She said, but I couldn't afford to live in the Salamanca area. So she lives more in the centre where it's a bit cheaper. But anyway, I wouldn't say it's well covered by CCTV, David. There is some. I've got photos of it and a video of it, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. But I've got a different theory about how, it did give me a good idea of why, how could she have just disappeared from there? But anyway, I need to go into it properly tomorrow because I'll end up just talking around the houses about it, not giving you the proper. I've got it all written down. I need to do it sequentially and show the pictures, etc. But it is a beautiful area. But believe me, it's not a quiet area in the, it's on a main road. I don't know. I just sort of imagined it being this sort of really quiet place, and but it's not. You could not smuggle someone out of there. Put it this way. You couldn't do it without people. So you didn't need CCTV. There's cars whizzing past all the time. It's a massive road. It's like what you think of Gran Via, or it's not like a little side street or whatever. It's a massive main road. There's buses, taxis, cars. It's constant. It's constant. Yeah, Susan, another book. Look, you're all flirting on the chat. It's not a dating agency, my chat. It's like plenty of fish, plenty of chatters. Maybe I should start a dating agency. What do you think about that? Hi, Simon. I can't remember if I said hello to Simon, but I'll say it again just in case I forgot. Oh, Katrina's just had the first cooked meal in her new home. I'm so glad for you, Katrina. I know you've been having a difficult time. And of course, Claire as well, she was saying earlier, she's going into a new place. It's all this positive. It's good to hear all these positive things. Bit of positivity for a change, in this world that sometimes just seems so bloody miserable, doesn't it? But yeah, bit positive. We've got quite a bit of positivity in the chat, so that's good. And now we've got a dating agency going on. Yeah, let's have some perspective names for dating agency. Instead of plenty of fish, we could have plenty of pish. That my Scottish chatters will understand that. Oh dear. Matchmaker, yeah, that's it. I'll be a matchmaker. I'm sorry. I was reading the chat. I shouldn't read it because it's terrible. Okay, so I'm sorry it's a bit short and sweet tonight, but I'm going to go and get some dinner now. I'm back. I've got classes. I'm back to classes as well tomorrow, but that's fine. But I'm definitely, so tomorrow night it'll probably be 8. No, it'd be 9. 9's a better time. 9 o'clock Spanish time tomorrow night. I'll be presenting what I've learned about this case. Because the other thing is I've been in touch with Anna's friend, and I want to send her all the information first as well before I do a video. So if she does, I don't know if she watches my videos or not. But if she does, she's not getting any shock information on there that I haven't told her already. But she was kind enough to sort of, she's been kind enough to, how can I put it, thank me for taking an interest, etc. She's been very kind, courteous, And because at the end of the day, this is her best friend that's gone missing, and she's stuck sort of in Sweden. Like it's not like she's just round the corner, and can sort of just pop over every 5 minutes and see what's going on. The police aren't talking anyway, which is a good sign. So the FBI, the Policía Nacional, working together, and this secrecy that is surrounding this case is a good sign, because it means something's happening. Because if nothing was happening, I think they would still be appealing for information, etc. So we just hope and pray that something is happening in this case. And Joe, it's awful, isn't it, when the best case scenario is that she's been kidnapped. There are people women do get kidnapped and they do get trafficked, and that is a problem in Spain as well. So that's sort of, although it's awful to think of, at least that means she might still be alive. So these are, I suppose, the things that her friends and family are clinging on to. It's awful when the best case scenario is that they've been kidnapped. But the thing is, Anna could be anyone, could be anyone's relative, anyone's mother, sister, brother. Well, not, but she's obviously a woman, but you know what I'm saying. The case of Anna disappearing like that, this is what I think I found from the people that I spoke to. They were all concerned because that could happen to them or their daughter or their sister or their mother or whatever. So all these cases that we talk about on this channel, they could happen to anyone. And it's so surreal to go to the places and see this is real. It's not a psyop. It's not something made up. It's not a Miss Marple story. It's not a Poirot story. It's somebody's real life. This has happened to somebody in real life. So I think it's important to sort of hold on to that and realize it could happen to anybody. Nobody's above, nobody's safe, completely safe from these things. And it doesn't even matter what precautions you might take. You've always got to be totally aware. What has happened to Anna? How has she just disappeared without a trace, from that apartment? And that's what we're going to look at tomorrow. So thank you. Thanks for being here. A blind date. Yeah, we can do blind date, can't we? But anyway, okay, I'm going to go because I've got to go and get some food, get to bed, get up early in the morning, see if there's any news about Samantha Murphy. And also this week, so I wanted to say what I will be talking about this week. Well, tomorrow it'll be about Anna and what I found out about Anna. And if anything comes up about Samantha Murphy, obviously, I will be reporting on it. Little Cielo's lost in the river. They're scaling back that search. I've got some news about that. Madeline Soto, of course, will her mum Jen ever be charged with anything? What's going on there? There's lots of things to talk about as always, and I've missed talking to you about them all. But anyway, night, take care. Yeah. Remember to live and love wisely and carefully. If you don't join a dating agency, make sure it's my dating agency, because you can't, you want to be safe, because you can meet some bloody twonks on these dating agencies. So maybe we need to create a safe one. And I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, as always, may your dog go with you. Oh my God. I miss my little doggies and they miss me. I don't know where they are actually. They're not on their chair. They've left a ball. They've left their ball, so they have been on that chair. But yes, may your God. Yes, Selena, you can be a partner. May your God, not your dog. But may your dog go with you as well, because dogs are important. And I'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow, definitely, without doubt. Hasta mañana. Dios.